one more time for you.
Shit.
The Collective, balance of opinions. You already know we're on. And our special guest today, Supreme Khanfidence. Yeah, give it up for the man.
Blessings, man.
Good
Thanks
day,
for having me.
good day. Yeah, honestly, it is a world out there.
Last day in 2022, man. Shoot. It's crazy.
Yeah?
It's crazy.
Okay, if I don't get to see you this evening, though, Happy New Year.
As always.
Okay, you always got to say that, you know what I mean? Happy New Year to you also.
Of course, Happy New Year to everybody, man, you know what I mean?
Okay, so what was the year like? Well, for me, I thought 2022 was quite a tragic year. We lost a lot of people in this year. It's like a real life moment, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. To be honest, it started in 2020. 2022 is just like hopefully the last of the bullshit. Think about it. Like 2020, that? Man, it was the stupid pandemic, Kobe dying, then Chad dying. Then it was just like a train wreck of like people who were important to a certain degree just dropping out. You know what I mean?
That, like, it was disturbing seeing the millions.
It's impactful, man. You know, when, like, I think it's definitely an above average, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like mortality, like people dying like crazy.
Made me appreciate life a little bit more, you know what I mean? Honestly. I've been going out and just actually meaning what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see you again, but the love got to be real when you're connecting.
Real life, 100%. Yeah. You know, I think it's like, in some ways, society wants people to be more isolated, more lonely.
Isolated,
you know what I mean?
lonely.
Yeah, you know, that's when the algorithms get you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's
really
so you're
saying that's when the programming starts, when you're isolated.
I just think, yeah, like the world really changed. Like you said, in 2020, one of the biggest things that I noticed was how information changed, right? They used to bring you information and give you the opportunity to think about it.
True.
And now the messaging is what you think. You know what I mean? Like when they're out there now, and it's like, you know,
you're saying they're pushing it.
They've already pre-decided what the mob thinks, and they just present it to you. Like, if you don't agree with, you know, what the mob is saying, then, you know,
so you're
next.
Are you leading? In saying that, are you like life. Leading to like that they're actually setting up, let's say, propaganda efforts to go against maybe the good guy?
I don't think they are.
Anybody against their? You said that the mob has already made up their mind, right?
Well, the way they present the information, right? And I think that's like how we take in content and stuff has really changed from, you know, the times when it was like your cable television was your only source of information, like the only source of visuals, right? And then we moved into like the internet where we could kind of surf it a little bit. But now that, you know, we're scrolling, we really underestimate the power of, like, you know, of the algorithm. So they're really starting to narrow us down into who are you, what will keep your attention, and the things that you love, oddly enough, aren't the things that you engage with. Do you see what I'm saying? We engage in things that make us angry, things that trigger us, things that, you know what I'm saying? So I think... But
we don't necessarily deal with that with our day-to-day.
Right.
Living?
Well, and that's the mass distraction of it all, right? While we look at what's really going on in the world, you know what I'm saying?
What's going on in the world?
Deception.
Is that that's it? That's the line of information.
Also, a whole bunch of information being put out, but some of the information is not correct. It's based off of hearsay. Like Andrew Tate, dude, these last like 3 days, human trafficking, money laundering. This person he got in a beef with. Everybody wants to be. This is the saying that I've had for like the last 2 years. I don't need to be first. I need to be right.
Right.
So I don't care if it took me 3 months to figure out all the information. I just want to make sure that I put the actual facts on the table, and that's what's lacking. Our attention span is gone. Let's be honest. We're part of the 80s babies club, right?
Absolutely.
You know what that means? It means that for us to link, we had to call you on the telephone. We had to show up to your house. Yeah. We had to make plans at school so that we knew where to link. Now everything is a quick text, you know, Instagram, whatever.
It's a busy room and still nobody's talking. That's what I've noticed. You know, I've gotten into a lot of busy rooms and a lot of heads down. In their phone or in their devices.
Everybody, like since 2020, I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is like you either move with the music or you move with the machine. You know what I mean? And that's it. They're saying, you know, here's the red pill. You know what I mean? Or here's the blue pill.
Okay,
you know
what is the red or blue pill? Like,
you know,
if there's supposed to be different sides.
I think I have never experienced, you know, a level of division in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like we have over the last, you know, 2020, and that started with like
2 years.
You know,
3 years now.
yeah, you know, COVID-19 and shit like that, and then you know, I really.
So that was the red pill.
It's kind of tough to talk about because you know that's part of the trigger to the mob. You know what I'm saying? Is like that. It's a universal opinion that the narratives they provided are true, right? And people really underestimate once again how powerful control of the narrative is. You know what I mean? So when they said, "Oh, you know, the thing came from a wet lab," that's nature attacking nature. Right? Everybody gets into fear because we're like, oh, nature just morphed, it just evolved, and like, are we strong enough? Oh God, right? But if they had told you that it was people versus people, that it had come from a place that people had manufactured and you know what I mean, you would be angry at people. Do you see what I'm saying? And by creating that, you know,
they said they were modeling China on how the lockdowns occurred.
Oh, all that shit's crazy.
Because they modeled it from over there. They were actually commending U.S. for actually locking down its citizens in a similar manner, and you would figure.
You know, it wasn't just the U.S. that got locked down. Remember, we got locked down over here, right? And then, like he's saying, you pity people against each other. Oh, you didn't get the jab? I don't want you around me. You can't come around my family.
We still talking about the red pill here?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the red pill is saying, like, you know, the way that the world was, right? Like the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. You know what I mean? I don't mean to, like, I'm not trying to throw out $100 words or nothing, but I'm just saying we all grew up on like a social contract of what it meant to be Canadian. Like you said, being an 80s baby, right? And over time now, in hindsight, I really get to see how some of the things that they push forward that they claim was in your favor was actually part of like a breakdown of, you know, society's perceptions on things. Back to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. You know what I mean? China, for example. Okay. You see Canadians come in a wave, right across the country. You know what I mean? To go to the parliament to say to their prime minister, you know, we the people just feel a way. You know what I mean? And man, and that's like the craziest part where you're like, is there propaganda against us? Absolutely. When you see them on the way and the prime minister's calling them, you know, misogynist and racist, and he's triggering and virtue signaling to anybody who might be on the fence.
Right.
And saying, you know, if you're gay, don't go there because there's homophobes. You know what I mean? If you're black, don't go there because, boy, you know, there's people there who, you know, and that's the virtue signaling that really divides us, right? And then, you know, you take China, right? They lock their people down, their people start to revolt, and our prime minister's like, they have the right to protest, right? Which people have the right to protest? China or Canadians? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, this is where, you know, I believe the difference in the red pill and the blue pill is that some people just like, because of the amount of information that we were bombarded with.
Over the last 2 years.
We were bombarded with, right? Okay. We're naturally, as a people, we like to believe that our government and our you know, institutions are for us. You know what I mean? And they're like I said, the media used to give us the information and allow us to all come together and say what we thought about that shit. Now it's the media delivers the point.
Correct.
This is what we're thinking. They didn't even, you know, the biggest example of that is YouTube. When it first came, right? The vax hadn't even dropped yet, and YouTube dropped a commercial. They're like, Albertans are super excited to get their COVID-19 vaccine. And I was like, yo, which ones?
Yeah.
Where was the poll? How come I didn't get the link to participate? But now you've told me what Albertans think. I am an Albertan.
But you know what's even deeper though?
That's
because I do YouTube
propaganda.
and I follow certain guys like Abba and Preach. If you mentioned COVID-19 on YouTube,
It's over.
You got shadow banned.
It's over.
Even you just saying
That's
the
the red
word.
pill.
You're not even saying, "Oh, you jabbed or unjabbed."
You
Just
saying
saying the word.
shadow ban is saying from blue pill.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, the government.
Look at
wants to
Twitter.
control.
When you're looking
Look
at
at Twitter.
researching the knowledge for
Yeah.
yourself.
Look at the Twitter files coming out right now. This is proof that the governments have been colluding internally
Yes.
to control the information,
Narrative.
opinions, and the narrative that we are
It
supposed
actually
to allow. That's supposed to come from the group, the collective consciousness of you know what I mean, the open floor, and
Right.
that is like
So you're saying there's no more free market, actually. That's what they're trying to lock down.
There's
You know,
still free market.
Forget the free market. We are in the matrix.
Era music. Is it hard enough right